Hey kids, would you like to set people on fire? Well, you're in luck because our main character, Arata One, whatever, is gonna teach you how to use computer hacking for criminal activities. Yup, this bloke is ne0, your new role model. What's that? Is he an overblown information tech character from the 90s? Why no, he's from the recent Jumpstart that just got cancelled. And it's a pity too. ne0 was rather promising. ne0 was created by Tomohiro Hirao and Mizuki Yoda, published in Weekly Shonen Jump on December 10th, 2018, and reaching its final chapter on April 26, 2019. It ran in 20 issues of the magazine. It tells the story of Arata One, a hacker on his way to his picaresque rise to power as the kingpin of the underground. Specifically, he wants to become a criminal leader himself so that he can get rid of other criminals in his city. As I alluded to at the beginning of the video, the premise seemed kind of edgelordy to me at first glance. What, a technological delinquent? It sounded like one of those OCs I would self-insert into when I was 9 and didn't yet understand how computers work, just imitated whatever I saw on the telly. Or, you know, I half expected ne0 going, "I'm on 4chan, therefore I know better than these normies. They'll see what a criminal mastermind Mr. Harmful is." I don't know, cross-account broke me. What I got was very different from what I expected, which was a very Dr. Stone-ish type of series, relying heavily on the trope of mundane made awesome, a trait it also shares with Food Wars. Hang on, Food Wars? Dr. Stone? Chainsaw Man, Hellwarden Higuma, ne0, every new main character is either a trickster or a phlegmatic. Have we hit the new trend in the shonen protagonist trope? Is this the new generation of authors who grew up idolizing Shikamaru? In any case, its main selling point was the exciting use of ordinary objects portrayed as ne0's wizard spells, such as overheating phones and copy machines. The first two chapters focus on ne0? Okay, ne0 forming a tag team with the debt-ridden high school delinquent Daigo, who becomes the point of view character of the series and the muscle of the group. Seriously, has this series been cancelled because it's too similar to Dr. Stone? Nah, that's not fair to Daigo, he's quite different from Taiju. He's impulsive and prone to anger, as expected from a delinquent, yet surprisingly uptight and a voice of reason, since he wants to maintain a clear score and graduate high school. He and his sister need to pay off their father's debt to, Buddha and, Kenji Haruma. Another debt, eh? Seems like the apple doesn't fall far from the chainsaw. Peak millennial angst. The third chapter of the series introduces Yukiko, the third member of the team, a dancer, a locksmith, and the plucky comic relief. Her goofiness plays well with Daigo's straightforwardness, and her naivete with ne0's trickery. Overall, they make quite a fun dynamic trio. If this autopsy of ours is to find out why ne0 didn't connect with audiences, we should probably assume the character dynamic is not at fault here. Should we rather look at the story structure then? Well, it would be difficult to say that the first two chapters posed no problem on that front. The pilot one focuses on ne0 rescuing Daigo, his sister, and the hot dog stand from the aforementioned debt. It establishes all it needs to regarding the main character dynamic, Daigo's motivations, and ne0's goal. The second one is just a retread of that. Here's how the story goes. ne0 and Daigo need to clean up the new place. ne0 rescues Daigo from a hostage situation, and they still need to clean up the new place. The end. I mean, it's not without merit. It still shows ne0 using some interesting tactics to locate the bad guys, have them caught red-handed as kidnappers and so on. But story-wise, it accomplishes nothing. We find out nothing new about ne0 or Daigo. We move nowhere new in the conquest. Hell, even the villains are almost the same as before, only higher in status. You could have taken the chapter out and nothing would be lost. What follows is probably the best stretch of the series, the Lemming arc. I had to guess, I'd bet on that being the core concept the manga was built around. Yuko approaches ne0 for the first time to ask for help in searching for her lost friend, who turns out to have participated in a mobile game. The said game consists of carrying out real-world missions, the last one ending in suicide. It's a novel concept for the medium as far as I know, and the arc gives every member of the cast something to do. The end of the arc introduces an even more threatening criminal that was involved overseeing the game master, giving the reader a real sense of scale as he turns out to be an even better manipulator than ne0. I may have had a few snags with the arc, but they're relatively minor points. The Lemming game was an interesting premise by itself, and I don't feel like the AI element in the story was needed. Anzai devising the game in order to manipulate people and feel powerful was insidious in itself, while using people dying to feed the AI info just feels like an afterthought. Granted, a pretty well-woven afterthought, all things considered. Lemming could have just tried to predict people's behavior basing on its psychological research, and it would have saved us some stilted expositions like this.
Controlling human emotions? AIs are just machines. Should someone really be developing something like that?
Wait, haven't we heard about the concept of controlling emotions somewhere before? The Lemming game! The game that controls people's minds and makes them kill themselves!
You've got a point. That AI and the Lemming game sound similar when you think about how they manipulate people. If Anzai is Lemming, then there must be a connection.
Wow, that sounds very natural. Almost as natural as this.
You seem to be in a very good mood, Professor Anzai.
You can tell.
I am Motoko, an AI created for the purpose of analysing and controlling human emotions. I'm always watching your face, Professor Anzai.
And I am conveying this information to you, even though you already know this, because... Speaking of which, the confrontation with Gavaldon is certainly a highlight of the series, not unlike a Death Note battle of wits, all accompanied by the presence of Rolo T's hat. The hunt for Gavaldon was to start with an arc that paled in comparison to Lemming week to week, but was admittedly a lot of fun on the second read-through. Its centerpiece was a race between Boogie, a street gang leader, and Brother Tar, a local priest and a stalker of Daigo sisters. And above all else, this manga's resident HovinwithanH.
I mean, lordy, fucking Mizuho, man. I want this in my life. I mean, look at her, fucking woo. Also, just the fact that she takes time and drops out of school so she can look after her brother. What an absolute legend. God, I love her.
Yes, thank you for that demonstration, Hovin. How do you think this arc compared to the other ones, by the way?
Well, I've got to say, this is probably my favourite arc of the bunch. Maybe it's just the fact that I've been binging Initial D recently, but during this whole race I had constant Eurobeat going through my head. And seeing a race very similar to that series, but with ne0lation's hacking twist, made for an entertaining and exhilarating read. Not to mention, I really got behind Tar as a character by the end.
Oh, that was surprising. I didn't know that arc was that well regarded. I guess one of the downsides that stood out to me was that Yuko and Daigo were just there to stand on the sidelines, while ne0 and Tar did all the work. In addition, the placement of the flashback seemed a little awkward to me, as I saw no metatext reason for it to be there. But again, on the second read, it seemed like it was well established, with ne0 betting to answer a question from Boogie, and Boogie himself being interested in knowing what makes one think. One. The flashback itself was nothing short of great. His childish way of referring to himself as a wizard, his sickly childhood friend giving him the laptop and then inspiring him to seek out friends and help everyone by defeating criminals, the criminal that worsened the childhood friend's condition. Even admittedly corny lines like, "You've cast a spell of love on me, can't ruin it for me." Its placement in the story can't be helped due to its immediate cancellation. It's a well-written arc all around, ending with Yuko and Daigo reaffirming their loyalty to ne0, and the latter finally accepting them as friends. So, ne0lation has 3 chapters to go, and the last short story arc to end on. From what we've seen so far, I can't see how anything could go Process 18. Fake news. Oh.
The internet's crawling with guys ready to search out a person's flaws to strike him down with, and they don't have a shred of remorse about doing it. They're okay with attacking others and ruining their lives, even if it's over fake news. It's less risky than murder, but can still erase someone from society. Fake news is the online era's version of assassination.
Oh, great! That's a message we need more of. People should doubt more victims of sexual assault. Does this mean that, get this, ne0 finally got red pills? Okay, it's not as bad as that. Falsified reporting has proven to be a valuable asset to certain ideological alignments, although they like to throw that accusation back. And call-outs have had repercussions outside justified social stigma to genuine offenders. So it is a theme that deserves discussion. And the story surrounding it is mostly fine, introducing another unique character that I would have liked to see fleshed out if the series were to continue, and showing the strengths of and teamwork of the newly reforged group. So, what have we learned from this autopsy? It wasn't the race car arc or the pacing of the flashback that killed ne0, nor was it the themes it tackled, and sure, the occasional clunky line as well as the redundancy in plot points might suggest that the ongoing scripts could have done with an occasional rewrite, but none of it prevented ne0 from functioning as a perfectly decent manga. And perhaps that's what killed it, being just a decent example of its genre. While Chainsaw Man excelled in standing out, ne0 and Higuma were just more of the same done competently, with its non-combat protagonists and mundane main awesome approach. Just a couple of years ago, the manga would have been praised as outstandingly original, but after The Promised Neverland, Dr. Stone, Act-Age Food Wars, ne0 had the bad luck of being published at the wrong time and place. What also makes this the wrong time and place is the YouTube algorithm, the dark abyss of sorrows and woes from which videos like these never resurface. To help me navigate it, you can subscribe if you haven't already, like the video or share it on social media. You can also subscribe to HovinwithanH, who helped me with the episode, and of course follow him on Twitter at HovinwithanH. If you'd like to help me keep the show going, you can also consider supporting me on Patreon, in return for rewards such as putting your name in the credits, getting early access, getting a World Trigger avatar, or participating in Q&A sessions at the end of the video. You can help me reach new goals such as doing a retrospective on Food Wars, whose finale I'm going to cover very soon, and traumatizing me by making me talk about the steaming pile of hot garbage that is cross-account. Either way, your support is greatly appreciated. Okay, now, I usually do a poll at the end regarding which series I'm going to be talking about next, but now it's exam session for me, so in this case it's already said I'm going to talk about Hellward and Higuma, but you can still be in charge of a decision that will greatly impact my life. What do you want me to eat for dinner next? Your choices are a lasagna or a single piece of broccoli. Let me know in the comments and take care.